Hey, so Merry Christmas for everybody who celebrate today. And today is our philosophical Wednesday. I decided to make the recording despite the holidays. And today we'll talk about, the scale between the innovators, early adopters, and followers. Because, we all building the products, and sometimes we are lucky that we building something in a well-defined domain. But even in a well-defined domain, we could have a lot of challenges with the scale and all of the things. And still, we could have some custom business, requirements that even in a well-defined domain create a lot of interesting tasks that we need to solve. We always have this option between build and buy. And I really believe that the best code that ever written was code that do not exist, that you use somebody else solutions and all other things. But we still have no silver bullet. Yeah, so if you have the build version that you wrote the code yourself, it could take enormous amount of time and in the future require support, but you have full control. And vice versa, if you buy the solution could be not tailored for you fully. And then you have the trade-offs. But as you know, any architecture actually is the set of trade-offs. But when you adopt something from others, then you adopt their trade-offs also. So you live with somebody else technical decisions. But if you're talking about something that maybe not exist yet, or maybe not publicly available, or you have some challenge that maybe not so common, then you have a scale between the innovators and followers. So the followers is the people that hope that somebody will solve their problem and they will just replicate the solution or maybe adopt the solution. And that's it. And innovators actually, it's a vice versa. It's more the SQLite technical story that it was the brave guy that sit, think how to design it from scratch and make the zero dependency project that he maintained himself. So he innovated a lot. And right now we have most widely used database in the world that was created by one brave guy. So innovation required a time, but not always is required a huge efforts. And it's not always about the big companies that only they could allow to innovate. I really believe that even the small startups could came with the good ideas, the new approaches, and face the challenges that even some really small focus teams could actually tackle. So the innovators is the people who build in their own paths. They build in their own ways to unknown problems and show people how they could do something. And somewhere in the middle, we have the early adopters. Yeah, so maybe it's not the followers fully, but they not innovators. They could join you in the middle of your battling with the problems and just help you, or maybe take something that still in progress and try to adopt it and give you the feedback how. So they helping the innovators to be the guinea pigs. And actually it's this path in the middle that actually give a bit of them uh, benefits from both of the things, but in the same time, the worst things from the both of the things. So it's hard to be the guy in the middle because you fully rely on other people and their abilities to solve the problem, but in some time you have the possibilities to shape it a bit, help them a bit, and make your contribution to the process. And sometimes, you really could be too small to go and tackle some challenges. And sometimes maybe you could be too big and too slow, and and so it's always the hard challenge to select who you are. Are you the innovator that really built his own road. I was the early adopter that helped people to build their roads and give the feedback and see how it's happened. Or you the guy who preferred the safety path and then you take something from market that already well defined, well work, and maybe buy it or even re-implement it in the same ideas. And I have no easy answer to this question actually, because I really believe that, sometimes we have the innovators that really build a lot of things, give the enormous amount of value to the community, but they have not enough time to stay to use their own fruits of their own work. And I have a lot of stories in SSI domain where the companies came, make an enormous effort to the community and disappear because they had not enough time to survive. So the naive recipe, to keep the innovation in the context of some live product that solve the user needs and actually create the revenue stream from the product to harvest and found your innovation. So, and yet another challenges in an innovation that maybe you should not be alone. Maybe you could find another people that have the similar problems and bring them together and just lead them to innovate together with you. And then we fail to the bucket of this co-architecting, co-design. And that's why, for example, even big companies do it. They get to the working groups that allows them to shape the industry standards and somehow everybody contribute with their efforts to get to some common denominator and all of the things. So I still believe that even the individual contributors could innovate, and even the individual contributors could bring enormous amount of value to the community. And we have a lot of open source projects that was started by single person or indie developers and all of the things, and they gets extremely popular and well founded, and we have a lot of such stories. But in general, to be the open source individual contributor, it's a challenge, but it's a topic for another discussion for the philosophical Wednesday. So you could be in a different position in this scale with the different challenges. You could be innovator in one domain, but maybe rely on some early adoption in the technologies that are not critical or not belong to your direct product, and buy some well-defined solutions for something that you have no resource to build. So we could not say that, it's one or another. Sometimes we have these complex dependencies, and in the different parts of the systems we follow the different paths. But could we be successful just following others? In a technical domain, if you're not technical company, maybe yes, because you could still build a great product with nice user features that solve the user pain with the simple tools and well-defined things. So then you are lucky, and vice versa. You could do extremely complex innovation thing, but if you don't know how to apply them to solve the user challenges and force people to pay you back, then you are in a trouble, because then maybe you will write the book, but that's it. And it's a tough question. Uh, just a year ago, I was sure that startups are not able to innovate because they simply have no resources for it. But right now, I'm more and more convinced that, even individual contributor if they brave enough, if they have the great idea and the great minds, and enough resources, they could change and shape the industry. So it's your individual choice to whom you should join. Should you join to the innovators? Or should you join to the early adopters? Or should you just take the safety path and keep your energy for your hobbies, family, and friends? It's completely up to you. Innovation is not for everybody, but we need to support these people because they really trying to build the better world for everybody. So that's all that I was keen to share with you today. Enjoy the holidays, and I hope to see you next year. If not, I wish you the good start of the next year also, and stay happy, build something great. Let's stay connected. Choose.